For my video, I'm going to be using Screencastify in order to introduce students to 5 databases that are available on the International School of Beaverton Library. I'm going to go ahead by going into present mode. All of my notes are organized in a Google Slides presentation. So for this, we're going to take a look at the library resources for the extended essay, and our goal is to go ahead and find out what students need and then appropriately cite it. Quick review of the extended essay, which I'm going to be abbreviating as the EE specifics. First of all, students will write an original research question that investigates one of the 6 areas they are currently studying in the diploma program, or they can go ahead and take a look at a world studies idea, which is where they integrate 2 or more of the subjects that they are taking, such as history and art or English and biology. Students will also research and write an answer to their question in the format of an argumentative essay with the help of an assigned advisor, and extended essays can be no more than 4,000 words long. In order to get started, we definitely want to use those library resources, and if a student is on their Chromebook, the first thing they need to do is click on the Chrome icon. The second is to click on the electronic resources that are available, and they can do that by clicking on the word read. And step 3, they need to click on our school, which is the International School of Beaverton. One of the really great things is that they can go ahead and use all of these amazing resources at home if they pick up a yellow pamphlet in the library that contains the passwords to log into this information when they are at home. So it's great. The first resource I'd like to talk about is our Destiny Library Catalog, and that catalog is going to contain both nonfiction, fiction, reference books, and also is going to provide great information on websites that have been vetted by librarians. For this sample scenario and resource, I wanted to go ahead and use history, which is one of our more common topics for extended essays here at ISB. And the sample question that I chose to have a focus on for this research is, to what extent did Chairman Mao advance the rights of women in China in the 1950s? So if we actually go to the Destiny catalog, it always comes up with some information that our district librarians want to share about books. We can click on the catalog, and then I could go ahead and in the search bar for the catalog, type in Mao and say that that's one of the keywords I'm looking for. It will search, and then you can see that the library has a large collection of nonfiction books that are available here in our library. And this would be a wonderful starting point for a student who is interested in writing an extended essay on this topic. So the Destiny catalog is great for books, or you can come over and click websites, and a list of vetted websites will come up that also will provide information and resources. Some of them are from universities. Some of them you might want to take a look at with a little more scrutiny, like this one from factmonster.com. But there are great resources that are available both in print form in our library through Destiny and also on the web. The second resource to share is our ebook collection. Ebooks are also available through that library research database. And for our ebooks, you want to go ahead and make sure you're signing in as the International School of Beaverton in Aloha, Oregon. You're going to click log in. And for this example, we're going to be thinking about an extended essay in the topic of biology. And a sample question we might want to take a look at is, what are the effects of sugar-free chewing gum on the pH of saliva in the mouth after a meal? So a pretty in-depth question. You're going to need some more specific resources in order to access information on that. And we can go ahead, click on our ebooks, and then log in. Since I've done this before, it prompts me with our school name. And if I search the resources for biology, if I spell it correctly, it searches, and in this illustrated guide of anatomy and physiology, we can open the book up. This is a great resource because numerous students could be using the same resource simultaneously. It needs to find the document, open it up, and one of the things that we would need to take a look at for this topic is we would definitely want to make sure we have good information on the digestive tract, because that's part of the role of saliva. So we could go ahead and we could take a look inside the book here and specifically take a look at the human mouth and take a look at the role that saliva is going to play. And this book does go ahead and have information on what is going on specifically in the mouth of an individual and the role that that is going to play as someone digests. So this would be a wonderful starting point for someone to get some information for an extended essay on saliva and in the field of biology. The third resource is Ebsco. Ebsco likes to bill itself as that one-stop search for you. It also provides links to area public libraries like Washington County or Multnomah County, and to Purdue OWL, the Purdue Online Writing Lab, which is a fantastic resource for any information you might need while you're writing. We're going to use Purdue OWL to do some citations later in this process, but for right now, we're going to take a look at Ebsco and what they could do for sources in terms of psychology, with a simple question of, to what extent can a primary caregiver shape the temperament of a child? So we can go ahead, go to Ebsco, and it did not find it. So we can go ahead, another shortcut. You can just go to our student sources and we can access it through going there. So here we are, we're on campus, so we have a really direct connection. We know that temperament is going to play a pivotal role in the development of a child. So we can search temperament as our keyword, and we can see that we're going to get not only from an Encyclopedia of Health definitions, but we're also going to be getting a lot of research studies. With Ebsco, don't be overwhelmed by the large number of sources you get initially. You can go ahead and on the left side, refine your search using the tools that are available, such as academic journals. We're going to want to take a look at academic journals, perhaps that have been published within the last 20 years. So we know that we're using contemporary information in order to base our study. So we can go ahead and use those limiters to go ahead and see what is available. So Ebsco is another great resource to use for this extended essay. Fourth resource is Gale Power Search. For this, we're going to be taking a look at visual arts. So in what ways does Botticelli reinterpret Greek mythology in the work The Birth of Venus? For this Gale Power Search, we're going to want to go ahead and scroll down to use the Fine Arts Music Collection. And I'm speaking quickly just because we're running out of a little bit of time, because Screencastify only allows us to speak for 10 minutes for free. So we can go ahead, search The Birth of Venus. We know that this painting is done by Botticelli. And we are going to go ahead and look up an article on this work, and it's going to go ahead and show us in red where our search terms are. Another great starting point. Looking quickly, why we shouldn't use Google. It's not recommended. It's not going to necessarily be relevant, provide accurate information, and we may be overwhelmed by hits. Some of these resources also provide a citation for you, which makes it really groovy and easy to use. If you need help with making your citations, you can always use the OSLIS citation maker, which is also available on our library page. You do need to have accurate citations both in text and in your reference list. And on the OSLIS citation maker, you can go ahead, you need to double check that you are not a robot. So you'll go ahead, put in a number, then you can go ahead, click on the type of work you have, and it will go ahead and give you a template, boxes to put your information in. And then right down at the bottom, it'll show you what your citation will be for that source. That is our fifth and final source. A reference I used to complete this assignment was from the IBO on how to write an extended essay. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks so much.